The name is Law Nation. As the room fill up, be sure to smash the like button. Sharing is caring. Appreciate you and you and you. Cowboys got a theme this year. Seize everything. Come on. Leave no prisoners, as they say, right? One thing we all adore. Something worth dying for. Come on, fame. Let's go. Yo. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation groove? Come on, baby. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Cliff. I see you on the Facebook thing. Come on. Hey. Oh. Hey. Oh. Come on. Let's get it, Cowboy Nation. Everyone that's listening for tuning in. Thank you and you and you. Come on. Let's go, baby. All right, so far the update for practice today. No Sam Williams. He's in street clothes, right? He got the Air Force Ones on, and y'all can put what color they were, right? There was no practice for my guy Donovan Wilson, right? Right, Dono they slowly working him back into the system, back into the fold. So there's no rush. Who want Donovan Wilson out there early? No. Take your time, baby. Take your time. And on top of that, there was light work, according to John Machota, Todd Archer, and the reports that coming from Mike McCarthy and company. Very light work with Tyler Smith, which you can all chalk that up that he didn't practice. Basically, he was just there stretching on the sideline, which he should be doing, and they're going to lightly work him in. I believe today is pretty much class work in installments. I think that tomorrow they will be open to the media. They would take some pictures and things like that. No video, but only open to the media tomorrow. No new media. New media can't come. Only old media can go out there. New media, get out of here, scram. We'll figure out a way to get things illegally. So no new media. But shout out to new media, and if you are a part of new media, if you're rolling and rocking with new media, put NU media in the chat. Appreciate y'all so much. So those are the things that I gathered together about this. And of course, we play against a team that pretty much since 2017, Dak Prescott, when he's under center, he's 10-0 versus those boys. I think it was a stat line out there where he thrown like 23 touchdowns to like 6 or 7 interceptions. And it's been over 2,480 days since the Cowboys, lost to those boys with Dak Prescott under center. So those are gaudy stuff that we can look at. But, hey, it's a new Sunday, and it's a different day, different year. We just want to bring some of that momentum and impact to the team. Now, granted, they reinforced with better coaching. Coaches do matter. Shout out to my guy, Steele in the morning. He got a chance to go over some film and stuff. I saw that while I was busy doing some other things. I was like, yeah, Skywalker is breaking down some nice concepts of what Wink like to do over there. And that is a defense that even when we look back on last year, they are an aggressive style of defense. We love aggressive style of defense. It's what defense that really get us? The patient defense. The defense that say, all right, we just going to drop 7, right? We're going to try to stop the run with 4. And I'm talking about not Dak Prescott, but I'm talking about 4 down linemen. So those are the defense that really get at us, right? You know, it don't be the super aggressive defense, believe it or not. It's always that defense that patiently, like a spider, casts his web out and say, okay, I'm waiting for the prey to come to me, right? You know, and those are other ways that we can break that down. Appreciate you, Brandon. Thank you so much for tuning in and being part of this. Larry 210, appreciate you. So collectively, I do love the motivational aspect of Mike McCarthy. This is refreshing, right? Come up with every year with a theme. And shout out to my guy, John Machota. He kind of put together a transcript of what all went down in the meeting or in the press conference, whereas I don't have audio. If you guys find audio, then I'll play the audio. But he said Mike McCarthy on the Cowboys theme for the season. The theme is, and I think it's Carpe Omnia. You know, I don't know how to pronounce it. You know, I'm from Mississippi. Seize everything. Y'all can put it down in the chat. He says present it to the team today. It just really has a few parts to it. Frankly, probably the players should speak on it because I'll be curious how much they paid attention, you know. And he said, I think the theme is important. They came to you at a different point of the off season, and it came a little different. I think it is needed to illustrate where you feel your football team is at. And basically, it's just what it is, you know, omni, you know, presence everywhere. I'm going to seize everything. And basically, I'm going to paraphrase. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom because my hooked on phonic eye is not working all the way. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all, man. So basically, and we're going to go all the way down to the bottom. But the reality is an empty frame. An empty frame is all of the things of the possibility and capability that's in front of us. So he was talking about a frame in general that they have in the room, whereas you can look through it, but it's empty. And he's saying that everything is quite possible with that empty frame. And let me say this, it's hard to see the picture when you are in the frame, by the way. So what he's saying is basically, imagine something that you want bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace for it, that type of stuff with an empty frame. How many people is living in a world whereas you don't have a vision for yourself? You have a small vision of yourself. How many people that's watching me is sitting down and saying to themselves, I'm hopeless. I would never become great, right? It should be none if you've been following this channel. I've been to places around Dallas, bumped into some people that said, Law, I kid you not. When I first started watching your video, I was washing dishes, cleaning up the toilets that's in bathrooms, right? But through your motivation, through the work that you put in, and that quote that you said, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, that now I am the general manager of this restaurant, not going to give the name of it, you know, because I eat free there, you know. So that's motivation, you know, and that is a thing that he is able to elevate from seeing a bigger vision of himself, a larger vision of himself, knowing that, hey, I busted my chops by cleaning out the restrooms, right, at the restaurants, washing dishes. Hey, I went back to school, got the degree that was necessary, right, put my applications in the same place that I was cleaning out of the bathrooms at, Law. That's what he said. That's what he said. I don't know if the story fabricated or not, but he have no reason to lie to kick it to me, right? The same place that I was cleaning out the stalls and cleaning the dishes at. Now, I am the general manager. I oversee multiple restaurants in the city of Dallas. That is motivation, baby. That is seeing something bigger than what's in front of you. That is taking the empty picture, right, and putting it into another corner of the room and saying, this is what it could be. It could be anything that I want. And that's why I love the fact that Mike McCarthy is putting these things out there as it relates to that, you know. So when you have an empty picture frame in front of the room, in the team room, It illustrates that the picture says 1,000 words is way at the bottom. I wish I can highlight it, right? But it is what it is. Anything Cliff says, anything is possible. I love that, Cliff. Appreciate that on the Facebook. Anything is possible. So we're heading into the 2023 season. We got high hopes for this team. We still have to overcome the naysayers, the doubters, right? They gonna doubt. They gonna say, hey, this Cowboys team, this is who they are. This is who they will always be, you know. And I love the narrative, you know, of what people will say. I see how they are meat riding the Jets right now. They are meat riding the Jets all over, everywhere. You know, it don't matter what TV you're on, you're seeing that green. You know what I'm saying? I had to look twice. I said, is that the Eagles colors or that's the Jets? Oh, that's Jets. I didn't know they sell jerseys for the Jets. But that's just what it is. We just got to get our foot in where we fit in, right? But, you know, shout out to you, Jay Lombardi. Shout out to you, good fella. Appreciate you. So I will say this too, ladies and gentlemen. If we stay focused on our vision, right, and we see what we can do, I'm talking about the 53 people that's on this team, or the 69 for your mind that's on this team, because you got the practice squad. You never know. When you're wake up, brother, it's your turn to fill in, right? When they going to call you up, you just got to be ready. You know, B-O-G, waiting on O, you know. So that's just what it is. Super Bowl or bust. It's from Verdi. Appreciate you. Keep holding us to that, you know, Super Bowl or bust, you know. And I do like that mindset. Some people will say, hey, don't be saying Super Bowl. Get past week 1. Why are we here? Why are you here, right? That's what I would say if I was the coach in that room. Why are you here? You know, I do love the movie Coach Carter, you know, and he will always ask those boys, what is your deepest fear? They didn't even know what their deepest fear was. They would be shocked. And he said, hey, what is your deepest fear? You know, you got to understand your why to things, right? Shout out to my guy, Choctaw, Montana. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. You know, because that should be the angle. Oh, Lord, it haven't been in 27 years. That's just what it is. But the ultimate goal is to win the Super Bowl. But you got to make the small hurdles today, right? You got to win every day in practice and stack those two things upon each other, right? Shout out to you, man. Perry Locke, always Super Bowl or bust. Let's get it, right? Some other people will have expectations to get just to the playoffs, right? Playoffs. And then some will have expectations. Hey, when you look down the list, you know, oh, I just want to beat the Giants, right? That's all I want. You know, some people have those expectations. Oh, man, all I want to do is, let's look down. All I want to do is beat the Lions, right? There's some people that have those expectations. Why? Because Pookie and Ray, they play for the Lions. You know what I'm saying? Some people have those type of expectations. They say, all I ask.
All I ask.
is for me to beat the Washington team, right? There's some people with that. But no.
All I ask.
It's for us to get to that Super Bowl and win it. I don't want to get to the Super Bowl and lose. Who brags and talk about that? Oops, we know who, right? You know, that team 1-3 in the Super Bowl. 1-3, and they have the audacity to make you feel less than because we're like 8-3. Well, no, we like 5-3 or something like that in the Super Bowl. You know, what are we in the Super Bowl? We went to the Super Bowl 8 times, something like that. but we won more than we lost, right? However that goes, you know. But I appreciate you, man. Oh, C. Nick says, oops, Eagle fan. Right. Shout out to you, Jay Lombardi. So on 105.3 The Fan, shout out to those boys. They was talking to Mike Tirico, and I love his commentary, and he's going to talk about a few things. Shout out to those boys over there. We're going to, we 5-3. Yeah. We 5-3. I knew I was somewhere, right? Shout out to you, Larry. Larry knows it, man. Larry, have you seen all of the 8 Super Bowls? Let me know how old you are, Larry. You know, and we love our elders here, you know. You know, so it should have been 6-2. Yeah. Ty, appreciate you. Mendoza, you know. Yeah, Giants do suck. Yeah, let's
say, hey, this is something that's going to be of interest to a national audience about the Dallas Cowboys this year.
You know what? You hit on one of the big ones. I think when you get into the micro of the year, right, and you start looking, okay, how are we going to deploy all these DBs? What's the impact of Gilmore going to be on Diggs, right, and the rest of the secondary as you move around, and how good they are, how many DBs are on the roster? This is like half a team of defensive backs here, right? So you got all that stuff that you always talk about. Offensive line health is a big factor, right, as you go into the year. How's Tyron Smith? Can he hold up for a whole year? Steele coming off the ACL with the big deal. You got all that stuff, right? But at the big top of it is Mike McCarthy taking over the play calling. And what's this going to look like? Is it going to be more like we saw with Mike in Green Bay? Is it going to be something that leads to fewer turnovers and fewer picks for Dak? Because you go back through those picks, and several of those were his fault. He knows it. So his play's got to be good. And then if that's the big, bold one, the big, bold two is this running game going to be good enough? And that's not just offensive line. Tony Pollard's a good back. We know that. We saw him get 1,000 yards on less than 200 carries. It doesn't happen very often in the league.
Just building the play while
how good are they behind him, and how good will they be, not just for the Giants game, but for the rest of the season? I think this defense is good enough. I know this defense is good enough if it stays healthy. Will the offense be at that level? Will they be a better offense? They scored 27 a game. That's pretty good last year. Can they be just as good, if not better?
Pause it right here, y'all. All right, so appreciate Mike Tirico. If we average 27 points a game, I want you guys to put this into context, right? Contextualize it, right? The contextualizations of this conversation. Is Brandon Cooks, and this low hanging stuff too. I'm gonna throw this low hanging stuff at y'all. So is Brandon Cooks better than Noah Brown? Right. All right. Is Brandon Cooks right now better than last year's Michael Gallup? Right. This is low. I give y'all some low hanging stuff, Just pull fruits off the tree and just eat it, Is Brandon Cooks better than Dennis Houston, right? So the answer to that is quickly yes, right? And even if I were to put into a room 2022's Michael Gallup versus 2023's Michael Gallup, you're right? In an alternate universe, Michael Gallup able to go into the past or what have you, and this version of Michael Gallup should be head and shoulders above last year's Michael Gallup, right? So if we were able, speed kills, right? Gregory, appreciate you. So if we are able to identify those small things and say we were able to average 27 points a game. Now, granted, of course, there's off of 4 curls, there's some hooks, button hooks, some stop routes, some option routes. Yeah. All of that was out there, right? But I'm sitting here telling y'all, beautiful people that's watching right now, that this team should be able to average north of 27 points a game. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to get at. So I'm going to pour upon the heavy dosage of optimism. You can call me the captain of the Kool-Aid committee, right? I'm going to stir this Kool-Aid up for you, right? And it's objective. We're going to put some stuff in there, right? And say, hey, when we lose, I'm going to put the lemons in there. But, dog, this Kool-Aid right here, Tango Ray ain't got nothing on this Kool-Aid. Come on, baby. Somebody say, hey, man, pour me up some, Law. I need some, man. I need some Kool-Aid right now, baby. Oh, I need some Kool-Aid. It's good, too. I promise you. It's blue. It's blue. It's Cowboys blue. And let me just tell you how it tastes like. It is delicioso.
Those are the two big headlines for me as I go into this start of the year for the Cowboys.
Mike, you mentioned Mike McCarthy, and I think the narrative on him has shifted to the point where it is like it's dang near insulting. I mean, I'm seeing lists where he's like outside the top 20 in coaches. He's treated as a bumbling idiot. And he's like one of the winningest coaches going right now is basically Sean Payton. And Sean Payton's viewed as a top 10 coach. Why has the narrative shifted so much on him?
I think it's interesting. I think it's the way it ended at Green Bay. And when it ended in Green Bay, it was truly star-driven. It was Aaron, right? And then Aaron, after that, goes on and has his own individual success with MVPs. So you say, okay, well, was Aaron Rodgers' ability making Mike McCarthy a better coach? I think when you look back at it, it got a little stale, but it was not because of Mike's inability to coach football. And then Mike goes out for a year and studies the game and looks at it a little bit differently. And now he comes here, and it took him a year to figure it out, you know. And you've got to be wired differently to be the head coach in Dallas, right? You've got to just kind of coach football, and you can't worry about all the other stuff. Think of the situation Mike went from. He went from the situation with the least involvement from ownership because of the ownership structure and the community and the board there in Green Bay to, if not the most involved ownership level, with Jerry holding the title of GM as well, but also the most public ownership. You know, the one owner who does interviews in the locker room after games on Sundays. You go a year without hearing from owners in other cities, and you hear from Jerry on this station once a week. You hear from Jerry after the game on Sundays.
That's 3 times a week.
All unheard of with every other NFL team. So what does that mean for the head coach? You got to figure out your place. So Mike's had to do.
Let me pause it, man. So as Tarico, because we got to stop it due to fair use or what have you. Shout out to 105.3 The Fan. For those who want this wallpaper, just screenshot it right now on your phone and retweet that out, or and it's a beautiful overlay, just a beautiful overlay altogether. I saw it on Twitter, and shout out to, I believe, Ernie on Twitter. He had it on his page, so I kind of like get it over here. Give me this.
Thief! Stop! Thief! Come back, thief!
That's what I did too. Give me this doggone wallpaper. But whoever did the illustration, hit me up, and I'll give you credit. But this is a beautiful overlay, and the one thing that I want, I love all of the players that's in here, but I want that big old thing that's sitting on top of the stadium at the end of the year. That's what I want. That's what I decree. That's what I want right there. That's what I declare right there. I want that trophy. And we should be able to achieve it, not give it to us, to achieve it. I want it earned. I don't want it bought. I don't want it given to us. I want us to get out there and earn it, just like Major Payne. I will never forget Major Payne when he said that these boys out here, we gon' elevate these boys. Go back and watch Major Payne. It's got some motivations in there because they wanted to get rid of I forgot the guy's name, the Wayans guy, do you have a problem? They wanted to get rid of him. So he said, if you go get that trophy, I would quit my job. I would quit. But they got a taste of wanting to earn it instead of just getting it, right, and cheating for it. And when those boys eventually won, they had a friend for life, basically. So y'all go watch Major Payne. That's a real good movie with life lessons, real good life lessons. And it's better to earn it than someone giving it to you. Rev says, appreciate you with the super chat. Appreciate you. Cup of coffee. Come on with it. Come on. Do you have a problem?
Do that. I think that was an adjustment. I think Mike now understands. Coach the football team. Do what I can.
Major Payne wasn't
do what I understand. And I think that's part of taking over the play call. If you're going to do this at age 59, I believe Mike is now, do it the way you want to do it on the football field and get the offense looking your way. When I was looking at cuts, right, I've got 2 games in a week here, and I did the Michigan game Saturday. So I'm doing 3 games in 9 days. So all I've been doing is personnel for game 1, making sure you got all the right players. When I saw that the fullback from North Dakota State stayed on the roster, I said, okay, this is a Mike McCarthy offense now. Here's a fullback, and you're going to play him, and you're going to see him on special teams, and you're going to see him get a handoff here the first couple of weeks. And it just feels like it's more of Mike's kind of team. I think you're going to see that as the season goes on in the play calling on the offensive side.
Mike Tirico will be in the booth with Chris Collinsworth tomorrow night and Sunday night. NBC and Peacock. He's joining us here on 105.3 The Fan. Are you buying, selling, or holding the New York Giants this season?
All right. Hold on. Before let me give some color commentary over what he just said about finally being Mike McCarthy's team. We've been waiting on that. Now, my dog Darius, he got a different opinion of it. You know, he's saying that, hey, if Mike McCarthy don't take us to the Super Bowl this year or the NFC a championship game, then it should be sayonara for him, right? We should be going out there. We don't know who the coach should be, but we should go out there and find another coach or elevate Dan Quinn to being the head coach. But then that's just like, to me, moving furniture around on the Titanic, because even if Dan Quinn becomes the head coach, who we going to call as the offensive coordinator? I can think of, like Dr. Strange, 1,000 possibilities that if it were to play out the way my guy Darius, who called in yesterday, shout out to him, Darius from the 214, if it were to go the way he wanted, right? Let's say, for example, the Cowboys fire Mike McCarthy at the end of 2021 and elevate Dan Quinn here as the head coach. Don't you guys know that Kellen Moore would still be here? There would have been no one to call Kellen Moore out on his mindset, right? It would have been us going through the progressions of, okay, Dan Quinn's the head coach. Hey, why does offense, hey, man, against common opponents, we tend to set it off, right? But against those other opponents that throws wrinkles at us, hey, high turnover day, right? Or, hey, we winning because only if the quarterback don't throw any interceptions. It's not like we beat a team and say, damn, boy, they couldn't figure us out, right? It's always, hey, there's no ability to beat cover 4s, cover 3s, cover 2s, right? There's no ability to, hey, run when necessary. You run against a light box. You know what I'm saying? It would have been all of that. As Modius says, hire my guy, Vince Lombardi as the offensive coordinator. Yeah, it could be a realm of possibilities there, right? 3-1 on 9 and 10. Shout out to you, seem logically. Yeah, appreciate you. So let's go. Let's listen to the rest of this audio. So I do like the fact that this is now Mike McCarthy's deal. And he got his buddy. It's nothing like having your buddy up there, although we disagree with some of the buddy situations, right? But this is a guy that his father put him on. In return, he's putting his son. Mike McCarthy's putting Brian Schottenheimer's, who Marty Schottenheimer was the guy that put him on. You know what I'm saying? So he's putting Brian Schottenheimer on, who we can see at the top over there, right behind Jerry Jones, squeezed in between Trayvon Diggs. The reason why I give my guy Schottenheimer a different view of things, because he is an actual coach, yapping at players, telling them, hey, this is where you're supposed to be. I didn't like that, giving them on-the-spot feedback on what they did wrong. Look, before I hit play again, have you guys ever been in a relationship and your other half is mad at you and you don't know what the hell you done did wrong? Those are the worst things ever. You're like, what did I do wrong? Well, you don't get no feedback until like 3 or 4 days later, So you think that everything is good, but he or she is mad at you because you didn't take the trash out on time, right? He or she mad at you because of the way that you didn't close the door when you used the John. You know what I'm saying? It can be the smallest thing. I would rather for someone to tell me up front, hey, take the trash out. The trash smell, I hate that you're late, right? Or, hey, when you're using the John, close the door. You know what I'm saying? And nobody want to smell all of that, But don't be holding things in and being mad at someone without, I'm just giving y'all some analogies here, some feedback on stuff, right? Or it can be simple. I don't like when you snore when you sleep, right? Be up front with people, right? Oh, your morning breath is terrible, Don't wait 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 years later and say, yeah, God dog, I'm glad that tooth finally fell out of your mouth because it reeks, Y'all get with what I'm saying. Somebody said, So it is what it is. All right, let's listen.
Holding. I would say this team is better in year 2 than year 1 in personnel. Where they're better, I think, is up front. Leonard Williams is going into a contract year. Year 2 for Thibodeau, their edge rusher, did a good job. Against Dallas and Washington, I'll say his best games, which is what you want out of a first-round pick. Does Azeez Ojulari give them a better year 3? It was a second-round pick who was very, very good week 1 and was injured. Year 1, was injured year 2. Added A'Shawn Robinson, Rakeem Nunez-Roches. So you're better up front against the run.
Right.
Their linebacking core was not good last year. That's improved significantly. Their question mark to me, guys, is they have 2 rookie corners. A first-round pick.
I'm good. I know I'm good. I said that about 2-3 days ago. You know, I broke down the doggone Giants. I gave them flowers. I think I even said it to Bat Dog himself when we were at the NFC East roundtable talk, right? I love it, man. They do have 2 rookie corners. They did solidify or re-solidify their front. They do have a nice front, you know. Real good bumper up there. You know what I'm saying? You look at one of those old school cars with the good bumper, whereas you bag into them, your plastic car folded up like a wallet, whereas that old school classic bumper still in touch. You just do like that, and they're still good to go, man. And say, hey, man, hey, you just going to have to call the folks, man, and report that on your insurance, you know. But they got a real good bumper with Dexter Lawrence, with Leonard Williams, with my guy Ojulari and Thibodeau. So they got a good front 4. And they do have a guy that goes hook the flat, that linebacker that's going to gobble up a lot of tackles for them. I got Texas Angler Detail says, do you think Cooks will be wide receiver 1 late in season? Lamb up for his contract. I think he will. Beasley trying to read it now. Beasley was up for a contract. Quarterback stopped throwing to him. Cooper was up for a contract. Quarterback stopped throwing to him. Oh, so Texas, man, you got a little boss cowboy in you. Okay, so it threw me off. So you think that when it was a contract negotiation thing, that they stopped throwing it to Beasley, and I had to decipher that, you know, and then you think that it was a contract situation for Amari Cooper, they stopped throwing it to him. I think that here's what I got to say. I don't think that is the situation. I think Beasley fizzled out when we changed of the offensive coordinator. Keep that in mind. And I think that also the whole notion about Amari Cooper, keep this in mind, it was never about the money. Amari Cooper is a very humble guy, right? He took $6 million less to play here, right? So it wasn't about the money. It was about that hot sauce jab that, you know, that's going around and things like that he refused to take, right? And I got a chance to talk to Amari Cooper people, man, that's still here in Dallas. He still pays for his gym membership for the independent companies that works here in Dallas or in the area, because that's how good he is. And they said, hey, you want to come here on the summer times, you can cut it off and go on a vacation mode. And he said, no, man, I see that you are, an entrepreneur, and I just want to help your business grow because you help me out. So that's the type of mindset that Amari Cooper have, and he still works out with some of the Cowboy players. So it is what it is. Shout out to you, Texas. I just think that it would be crazy for the Cowboys to say, you know what? We invested in a first-round draft pick, CeeDee Lamb, who really is a super Mr. Nice guy, right? On the field and off the field. He gets a little rattled a little bit on the field, and he do the look. In his jersey sales, right, 88 sales, it would be foolish of the Cowboys to just say, hey, we're going to play hardball with CD, right? Now, granted, I see some people throw a lot of jabs Yeah. Amari Cooper never wanted to leave. I see some people throw a lot of jabs at CeeDee Lamb and say, hey, he's a glorified slot guy. He's just a slot guy. No. He is an all-around wide receiver. You can put him in the backfield. You can line him out wide. You can squeeze him down inside, right? And one of his underrated talents that a lot of people get confused of is CD is a hell of a blocker. He can block down the field. He don't whiff on blocks. So hey, go back and watch some of those college tapes of what he used to do. Get nasty with it at 185 pounds, So I think that the Cowboys are working on this contract. It may be a long one, but they're working on this contract. 12.52, let's go.
Deontay Banks out of Maryland, and Trey Hawkins, a sixth-round pick out of ODU, who they saw most of the preseason and tested him. We'll see how much he plays. I'll be interested to go see those guys in a couple of days and see where he lines up, if that's still going to be their plan. But on the offensive side of the ball, I think they're better. Adding Darren Waller, if he's healthy, he's going to make Saquon Barkley better. Will make a receiving core a little bit better. And Daniel Jones now is solidified. He knows what he has. I think they'll be a little bit better offensively year two, a little bit better defensively. So I would say I'm not buying them like they're one of the top 5 teams in the NFC. So I'd say hold, which was a team that was a player or two from being out of the playoffs and worked their way into the playoffs last year.
Mike Tirico, now what solidifications of Daniel Jones? What was that? What make him solidify? You know what I'm saying? That he threw 15 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions? Oh, and then, of course, y'all want to throw in the rushing attack that he was able to do on the ground. What, he had like 7 tubs on the ground? Okay, all right, Vanilla Vic, I feel y'all. But what makes him solidify? Because, it becomes a negative when we do it. It's cool when they do it, right? The same thing with even Eagles fans, It's cool. It's cool. When they quarterback runs around and and runs in for a touchdown, but that's okay. We only get the hate. You know what I'm saying? Because they keep moving the. Hey, we don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about that. How many touchdowns he got by the air? Because I remember that argument. Back in the days. Of when they had a guy by the name of Carson Wentz for the Eagles. So it's crazy how things can just flip around and turn around and land on his head. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. So I look at it like this. Even last year, write this down, even last year, the quarterback missed 5 games with a broken thumb. They gave grace and mercy to Aaron Rodgers. Oh, man, he hurt his hand on the throwing hand. You know what I'm saying? That's why his numbers were obscure. Nobody mentioned that for Dak Prescott. But what if I told you that even Dak Prescott last year, with a broken thumb coming off of one of them, still threw the highest touchdowns in the NFC? Right? He threw for 22. I think Jalen Hurts threw for 22, I believe, as well. But when we talking about throwing the ball, that was the argument back in the days. Who remember, let's say Carson Wentz. Let me pull up Carson Wentz, right? And let me pull him up real quick, and let me go to the year of 2017, because I remember this argument real vividly. They were saying that basically, hey, man, it's not about the rushing touchdown, because that's when our quarterback had a lot of good rushing touchdowns. They was talking about how many touchdowns he can get by the arm. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember this? Now, if my memory serves me correct, he's still to this day, I don't think an Eagles quarterback threw this for 33 touchdowns in a single season, right? In the last 10 years or what have you. I could be off. Maybe Donovan McNabb did that, but he was one of the better Eagles quarterbacks in 2017. They had that argument that he was best thing since sliced bread. Where are they at now? It's crazy how all of this stuff turns on his head about the quarterback is being now solidified when he throws for 15 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. I'm talking about for Daniel Jones now. It's crazy. It's crazy, Cowboy Nation. It is flat out crazy. Let me see if I can pull up this audio brought to you by my guy Common Sense. He did say that he got this audio together. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it up there, man. Let me see. Properties. We're going to go with We're going to go with, nope, that ain't it. Bear with me, Hail Mary. Boom. This should be it right here. Doom, 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 doom. All right. It should be it. We will have to fix it around. Let's see if we got it, baby. Appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the nation and for the nation. Boom. There you go. You see his head now? Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're winning now. Oh, Mike McCarthy. Good old Iron Mike. And we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Let's listen to what he had to say. Appreciate your Common Sense. This is brought to you by Common Sense Lab. And also, let me make it better. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. Hit play. Boom. Play.
Huh? Should I go change or what?
TV star. Hey, Mike. David Moore, Dallas Morning News. What, if anything, will Smith and Wilson do today, and what do their prospects of potentially being ready for Sunday look like?
I think both of them are in a similar category. They'll work with Britt today, and really the goal is to, for them to get out there and practice, at the end of the week. But they will not work today.
And on someone like on Smith, who has the hamstring strain, there's a threshold to return, but do you ever factor in a soft tissue injury early in the season, and even though you reach the threshold, or when you reach the threshold, does that hit their back, or do you say, well, this early in the year, you don't want to mess with it?
No, definitely. I mean, there's thresholds. Once they cross, they play. So that doesn't change. I just think that, every injury is a little different. The injury to the individual is always different. Tyler's specific case, he hasn't had this injury before. So, this is, part of that experience. We have an excellent system in place, and and Britt will get his hands on him today, and we'll see where he is.
So forward starts like what exactly happened with Tyron?
I got that same
Tyron's injury. Did you just pull it before practice? Or?
No, it happened in the individual drill. So.
And who are the options? If he can't go, who are the options at that point?
Well, I mean, I think it's obvious. I mean, we'll look at a couple guys this week, and we'll announce that 90 minutes before the game.
Todd. Mike Todd for the ESPN. How different are the Giants skill guys? How different do they look skill-wise?
Mine's better, though.
More speed. I think, the first thing, just talking about the defense. So, but I think the biggest thing we're focused on, the personnel, we obviously acknowledge that, the additions that they've made. But, this time of year, to me, September football, there's so much that's in common. And, you got to watch that you don't chase every ghost, in all three phases. I just came from a conversation that is fresh on my mind with that. But, they do a lot. They're scheme heavy through all their phases, and but their offensive, playmaker, has gone up obviously with the additions. So we're focused on that.
He's the Athletic. You guys have had some trouble with stopping the run, but have also been good at containing Barkley. What's kind of been the difference there, and why have you guys been able to?
I mean, it's the question's obviously very specific to last year. It's something I talked about Monday. The only thing that really carries forward from last year to this year is statistically is your reputation. So if you look at the way we're built on defense, I think we really established that in 21. It was definitely the case in 22. People are going to try to run the football on us because of the success of our pass rush, and we've been the best in the league 2 years in a row taking the ball away. So, I think the obvious is, it starts with the run game, and the things that come off of that. So we've committed more time, which we have on offense too, to help our defense training camp on the action pass game. Because, obviously we expect the run to be a focal point each and every week, and the action pass off of that is something that we got to do a really good job of.
With Barkley in particular, what challenges does he present?
Well, he's a dynamic back. I think like anything, when you look at a running back, can he play all three downs? Absolutely. He's a good pass protector. I think he's exceptional coming out of the backfield, and he has the ability to hit the long runs too. So he can make you miss, has the speed to close the deal. So he's a complete back.
Nick.
Nick Harris, DallasCowboys.com. What kind of challenge awaits for the Giants defensive front? What kind of challenge is that for you guys, especially if Tyler can't go?
Well, I think the Giants front is the first of many division battles. I mean, it's an outstanding front. So much is said about both the defensive tackles. Excellent players, a lot of respect for the way they play, and I think they're definitely have come in their own. I thought last year, particularly end of the year, they were playing at an extremely high level. So I do like their edge guys. I think their edge guys are better than advertised. So I think this is an excellent front.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Mike, your defense was the #1 pressure-generating defense a year ago. The Giants' O-line was the worst, or allowed the most quarterback pressures. What are your thoughts about that matchup entering Sunday?
Well, I think it's the beauty of the offseason. It's the beauty of September football. I think the fact that you have unscouted looks, they've had a chance to go through scheme evaluation. They have obviously added, players both through the draft and in free agency. So, but yeah, I mean, we're looking at the matchups. Really had time to plan to do. We're about a day and a half ahead of where we normally would be at this point in the week, and I think that serves us well because we're getting to the point where we're just really focused on what we need to do. And like I said, they're scheme heavy. We've put a lot of time into it, and we're off to a good week. But yeah, as far as last year, it's noted, it's understood. You anticipate, but really, I mean, your scheme, entry that started last week for us, it really needs to focus on who we feel we are at this point in the season.
No doubt. I don't know exactly the time mark when he's going to go over the theme. If you do know, put it in the chat and we'll fast forward to it. It's about 15 to 20 minutes long of an interview. I just want to say this. Appreciate you guys so much. For the sake of time, we're going to listen to a few more of this, and then we're going to maybe, I got 1:30, it's 1:03. We'll see what we can do as far as time frame, but we'll listen to a few more of this, and we get things going from there. Let's go.
Jeff.
Coach Jess Navarez, PFN. Can you talk about the strength within this offensive line, specifically with Tyler Biadasz, and what an underrated asset he really is to this line, and especially with the chippiness that.
A tough football game Sunday night.
Appreciate
Mike,
you.
told us in Oxnard to ask you when the season started about the theme. What's your theme that you guys are doing?
The theme.
You're welcome.
Yeah. The theme is Carpe Omnia Seize Everything. So presented it to the team today, and it just really has a few parts to it. And frankly, probably the players should speak on it because I'd be curious how much they paid attention. But it's a good theme. I think themes are important. They come to you at different points of the off season. So this came a little different. I think it needs to illustrate where you feel your football team's at, where they are in their progression towards winning a championship. And I think it's it's very, very difficult to win a Super Bowl in this league. There's no question about it. That's proven each and every year. But sustaining success is, I think personally, in my experience, is a bigger challenge. So just giving them, the touch tone to connect with, Carpe, Seize, Omnia, everything. So is the way we're looking at this season, and it's, we have an empty picture frame in the front of the team room, and illustrating, pictures pictures say 1,000 words, but the reality of it is an empty frame is everything, because it's all the possibilities, capabilities, what's in front of us, and are we going to do what we need to do every single day, everything that we possibly can do to fill that frame and be part of the history and tradition of the Dallas Cowboys. So little cliff notes here for you. So.
That's dope, man. So let me know how y'all feel about that, the theme of the Cowboys, Carpe Omnia, you know what I'm saying? So, seize everything, everything that's in front of you, anything that you can see, seize it. It's mine, just take everything. I don't care what it is. If you walking across my pathway, we hitting you. You know what I'm saying? Well, we getting you out the way. We seizing everything. It belongs to me. I'm greedy, So I like it. I like it. Although the delivery, it wasn't like I thought it would be. But, that's just his personality, right? you'd think that he would be fiery with it. This is our theme. This is what we do, But he's more of a chill, laid-back type of leader. I like it, though, Let me know if y'all like it. Carpe Omnia, So, Danny said he'll take it, YDCFF, let's not get the anointing oil out yet, okay, the Bill Parcells reference. Lamb isn't as good as Dez yet. Let's be real. But, in the history of the Cowboys, C.D. Lamb in his first 3 seasons, no one who ever wore 88 put up his numbers. That's a barbershop talk, right? So he have every ability to become better than any 88 to ever wear that because he's still young. C.D. Lamb is only 23 years of age. That's super young, right? So he got a long ways ahead of him. And, hopefully he can steer the ship right and we can get things going for him. Yes, indeed. Dez has done more than CD. Slow down. Well, wait a minute. I'm saying for the first 3 years. See, remember, you comparing someone's chapter 5 to someone chapter 3, right? See, Dez Bryant in his first 3 years didn't put up these type of numbers, is what I'm saying. I got the stats to back me up on it. You know what I'm saying? Now, Dez did come out and it was short-lived too, believe it or not. 13, 14, and then 15, hey, what was that? You know what I'm saying? Because of the injury and the dispute or what have you. But, we're not going to go back and forward, but it's just what it is. We all love Dez Bryant, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking away from what he's did, but I'm just telling you what C.D. Lamb has done and what he can do for this season, right? So it's just 2 different chapters, right? And we all know that Dez Bryant was phenomenal, coming out of college with, that dude on punt returns was just nasty with it. We got greedy and put him on a kick return, and I believe he broke his foot. And I think it was against the Colts, or it could have been against the doggone Giants. But, it's hard to compare. That's what a lot of people do. People love to compare someone's chapter 8 to their chapter 3 or chapter 4, right? And say, hey, this is what the book is going to look like. Nah, keep reading the book. The book is still being written. You know what I'm saying? It's not over with yet. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Skyler Dixon with the AP. A little bit related to that, on the defense in general, you had Gilmore, Micah, and the rest of those guys are a year older, another year together. How poised is that group to be kind of an anchor for where you guys want to go?
Great question. Talked about it Monday, and when you look at the structure of our staff, our roster, the 75 players in the building. We have a little more veteran leadership than you may, just by adding some of those veterans. So the experience has gone up in the room, and really my big message there is, because it was 37% of our players were not here last year, so 1 out of every third player was not here. So just to really tap into that veteran leadership and experiences there. But the point I'm making is you can feel the additions. I think that the veterans are very conscientious of, not only bringing what they do to the table, but helping the younger players. So we have these meetings, young players and young guns, our young coaches, and in the veteran leadership too. So you're always trying to find ways to grow the bottom half of your roster. And I think we have.
657-390-7391 is the hotline. Come on, jump on in, give me your thoughts. We got about 30-40 minutes. Let's go. Appreciate you and you. Let's get it. The name is Law Nation. Jump on in, give me your thoughts. It is Wednesday. Me and my brother, we should be live a little later on tonight too as well.
There are 3 participants in the conference.
Yeah. All right, I got my guy, man, who helped me out with this video of the time marker, and it's 979. Who is grateful? Appreciate you. You're live on the Nation.
What's good? What's Gucci, Law?
All is well, man. I can't complain, bro. I'm here.
Hey, I just stepped through the bless your day because you was blessing my man talking about the Carpe Diem and the Carpe Omnia. Man, we know that McCarthy isn't the most exciting motivational speaker, but I'll trade in a motivational speaker for a winner any day, and that's what he's doing right now.
Yes, indeed. That's exactly what he's doing. He's what he's doing is I loved his background. He was his father was a business owner, and he worked in the bar as a bartender because they own like a bar, what have you. And those are locations where you get an immense amount of communication with people, a good vibe in the feel of the city. And he said he carried most of that over to his college days, right? And he became a financial major. So financially speaking, he's very crafty. So you see some of that spill out, and he got a lot of wisdom up there in his head. He just don't look the part like that, right? But those can be the most deceiving.
Man, that's exactly right. I just had a quick question, man. When you think they're gonna start giving respect to facts? And what I mean by that is McCarthy doesn't get any respect, even though 2 back-to-back 12-5 series, et cetera, we know all the accolades, his past, present, and future. Looking at Dak, same thing follows. He's a winning player. Looking at the team and looking at the past track record of the Dallas Cowboys, they've always had a great record and a great history as well, excluding some things in, the most recent as far as Jerry's decisions. But now that we're looking at what's presently happening in the last 3 years, when we going to start basing things off of the recent and stop being so focused on the past as it relates to them haters?
Well, let your success be your biggest fighting tool, right? So in order for Mike McCarthy to get that ultimate respect, he's in the same ship as Dak Prescott. He got to win the Super Bowl. Because what happened here, people fail to realize, people look at Aaron Rodgers today as if he always been that, right? Like he wasn't a guy that was a project himself, right? He was a guy that went to JUCO, fooled around, and went from JUCO, went to college. From college, was drafted, was projected to be in the top 10, right? Couldn't get out of there because his throwing mechanics was off, right? He didn't read the defense as properly as he should. He always had throwing arm talent, right? But he wasn't ready. So Mike McCarthy groomed him and worked with him and got him up to speed. And all of a sudden, the Green Bay Packers, they won that Super Bowl. They crawled into the playoff that year, by the way, because they was a wild card, right? But none of that credit went to Mike McCarthy. It went to the quarterback only, right? They don't even give him to this day any ounce of credit, right? But I think a few years back, even Aaron Rodgers said, you know what? We had our disagreements, but Mike McCarthy is a damn good coach, and he the one that taught me X, Y, and Z. And that's the thing. Mike McCarthy, his perception is always going to be that he never did anything. It was all Aaron Rodgers. And now, when he lift up that Lombardi trophy now, people can finally say, hey, Mike McCarthy did that, dog. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is.
And this is my last question. So we're looking at Dak, we're looking at Hurts, and we're looking at Daniel. Hurts has only had one season that we can brag about.
Right.
Daniel has only had one season that we can brag about. If we're fair, we can look back at Dak's whole entire career, and we can brag about his career without being biased. But yet, there's still a quarterback comparison. That don't add up.
It don't, man. And that's what I was telling the Eagles community. Like, Jalen Hurts, I'll be foolish to say, oh, man, he suck, he's trash, because his comp was Dak Prescott, right? We know that he's a little bit more athletic from a running per se, you know what I'm saying, especially after the injury of Dak Prescott. But everything that the Eagles love about Hurts is exactly what Dak Prescott is, So he only had literally 1 year. And my argument is, okay, Jalen, do it again. Let's see if you could have the levels of consistency, right, to continue to do this over and over, year in and year out. And the biggest thing that everybody need to open their eyes to is because all quarterbacks go through this, how do you recover coming back from an injury and play? Can you get back to that level? And nobody knows that in the Eagles community yet, But we'll find out, man. For this season, the Eagles they got a different type of schedule on the back end of their roster, and we'll see whether or not they can keep that up over there on their side of the table. And the same for Daniel Jones.
Absolutely, man. I'm just going to exit with this. Shout out to Law Nation. Shout out to DC Universe. Shout out to the new media. And don't just be a leader. And don't just be a leader who develops leaders, but be the leader who develops leaders who develops leaders. God bless.
Hey, man. Appreciate that, man. That's from who is grateful, man.
The conference has been locked.
All right, we got my guy, man, from the 915, Alfonso. Man, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me, man.
Yeah, what's up, Law Nation? Been waiting all week to talk to you right before this Sunday night football game against the New York Football Giants.
Yeah, we're ready for it, man. We are flat out ready for it, bro, and I can't wait for that to happen.
Write down the scores on your list. We're going to go Cowboys 32. The Giants, just because they are a rival, they're going to fight hard, and they're at home. They're going to score 28, but we will win by 32.
Ooh, 32-28. They're going to be a hell of a game right there. I'll be mad at the team scoring 28 points on us, but, hey, I'll take it, though. I'll take the win, though,
Yeah, you got to take the dubs, and then after that, I will be in the good city called Dallas against the Jets that everybody's hyping up because of Hard Knocks, because of Aaron Rodgers. I'll be there. So we're going to hang out. We're going to have some shots just like last time. I want you to be ready, okay?
I will be ready, man. Just hit me up, man. Come on. I can't wait to have this great time, man. Come on out, man. Can't wait to see you, bro.
Hell yeah, we'll be there. All I got to say last thing is puro pinche Cowboys. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. That's my guy, man. Alfonso, man. Real great guy, man, and do a great thing for the community. And that's just what it is. All right, so here's what I got to say. To the one commenter, I saw you comment and said, "Law, we doing a whole bunch of yapping about nothing," meaning that you're listening, right? So that's a difference of levels of understanding. Because here's the thing. Only a fool would listen to someone, you know what I'm saying, consistently and not have any input or any thought track about it, right? So therefore, you are in the chair of listening, meaning that you are an understudy of the great. You know what I'm saying? So just continue to listen. Be a follower. That's what you are, right? But, the phone line's open. You can call in, and then you can have your version of yapping to us, right? But you are a listener. You are beneath Law Nation, basically. I'm just saying, that's just how the order goes, right? I'm talking and yapping and you listening, so that's the levels of the understanding. All right, I got my guy from the 682. You're live on the Nation, baby. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me, man.
What's up, man? How you been, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good.
I've been out of town. I wasn't able to catch up the last couple of shows. I apologize for that. But is it true that we saw Steele?
Yeah. Boy, you been under the rock. Yeah, Terrence Steele, we signed him. Yeah. You've been disconnected,
Hey, man, we get around family, bro. You gotta focus everything on family. You feel me?
Yeah.
But also, actually, the last show out. I was on the phone line, Darius said some, out of pocket things. And I just want to say that I'm not going to argue with somebody until it's time to get down so long. I DM'd you.
Oh, yeah.
Let me know whenever you're available, I DM'd you on Instagram. Okay. Let me know whenever you're available. Can you let me know when they're available? However their schedule works, just let me know. And that's all I got to say, man. You have a fantastic day. God bless you.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. You guys with the civil, disputes and stuff like that. I get it, whatever we have that battle fest, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you can talk to them about it, okay? Appreciate you, though, Nation.
No problem, man.
No doubt, man. That's my guy, Nation, man. And some people say, hey, man, I got a bone to pick with Darius. You know, yeah, I got a bone to pick with Brandon. Y'all be having these bones, boy. But we gonna handle it like real men, right? We gonna talk about this. You know, we gonna get things going the best way possible. I got my guy from the 860, and you guys know him when you hear him. And I don't even have to say his name, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I got my guy on the hotline from the VIP sides of things, man. Talk to me, man.
Lord, it's VIP, baby. Lord, tell Nation. No, hold up, Lord. Pause. Respectfully, tell Queen. I never even gave her respect for that last flowers she dropped on you, Lord. I seen your face when she was dropping them flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, shout out to Queen, man. I'm not going to go there because I know it's too early in the day, but Queen was dropping some things.
Yeah.
So shout out to the team. I'm definitely ready to put the panel together because I know how I can feel Nation's frustration. And guess what, Lord?
What is that?
You know, growing up with brothers, as they have even in the good word, it says iron sharpens iron.
Oh, yeah, it do.
Sometimes you need that little friction.
Oh, yeah.
To sharpen iron, because, you know, there's some people that just, they don't understand the knowledge until you know, you got to put hands on knowledge to them. Not that you got to put hands on them to get knowledge to them, but sometimes, you know, you got to put hands on knowledge to get it to them, if you know what I'm saying.
I feel what you're saying, bro. You know, boy, man, y'all be ready, boy. Knock if you buck. You know what I'm saying?
But Lord, one thing I want to say is, I'm going to the game. I'm a New Yorker, so I'm not worried about nobody in no borough. Like I walk with my head held high with my Cowboys jersey on, and I will be at the game. I'm going amongst 12 other New York fans.
Right.
I'm going in a little skybox. That's all right, Lord. Lord, I'm about to enjoy their wings while we give them an L, Lord. So don't worry about me, Lord.
Oh, no.
I will make it out unscathed. I am from the South Bronx.
When you get there, shoot me a selfie, you know, of the stadium where you at, and then we'll put it on the show, and I'll be like, this is my dog right here, man. So whenever you call in, I'm going to say, man, my guy is behind enemy lines, man. He ain't ashamed. He ain't afraid. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they fear me in the physical form. Let it be known I'm troublesome. You know, la 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 la.
So I'll be in there singing troublesome, Lord.
Yeah.
And I'm Mama raised the hell razor, Lord.
Yeah.
So they don't want it. Lord, I just can't wait to go see this. And I'm Daniel Jones. I want Daniel Jones. This is hashtag Daniel Jones. I want you to meet my Superman Clark Kent. Because you're going to eat. Clark Kent is going to nullify all of that little run to the side. I've been seeing Clark Kent eat the sideline game up this whole preseason. All that running and that extra. Shout out to my man Bell. Ring your bell.
Yeah.
Yo, Lord, I'm not worried about the Jai who?
Who?
Man, I'm not worried about these guys. Lord, I can't wait to go to this drink. I don't drink, Lord, but I think I'm going to have a drink there, Lord. I don't even drink. I think I might have a drink.
Pour up some tonic, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tupac would have some Alizé. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the Alizé drinkers over there, man.
Yeah. But Lord,
indeed.
I can't wait, Lord. And my prediction for the game is 38-13. You ain't not scoring no dub. 28. No, Nate. Come on. You're not scoring no 28 on Micah in my team. That's not popping off. You'll be lucky to get one touchdown and maybe three field goals, and that's all I'm giving you. My lion has been sitting in the cage this whole summer.
Yeah.
He's been sitting in the cage, salivating.
No doubt, man. VIP, man. I appreciate you for calling in, man. Yes, indeed. That's VIP, bro.
Lord,
let me hear you say it, though.
This all I gotta say is, Lord, damn Cowboys. New York, I'm coming home. I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
Yes, indeed, man. That's my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Hands on the straps of prayers, so Father, please forgive me. Police be rushing when they see me. I flooded America's Most Wanted live on TV like, Pleasure and pain. We stuck in this game. Holler my name. We all gonna die. We bleed through similar veins. How can you panic? You heard the gun blast. It's on and worth. I can't say the rest, though. You know what I'm saying? I got Chris from the 618. You're live on the Nation, baby.
Yo, what's up, Law?
Not much, man. Talk to me.
Yo, I just want to come in here and talk by ish. You know what I mean? Like,
Talk it.
Giants fans, some of them want to play. Oh, like we are gonna surprise teams and we're gonna surprise Dallas and beat them. Like, bruh, your DC blitzes the most and takes the most. Like he just takes all the. He blitzes all the time and takes a lot of. I can't think of the word. Takes a lot of chances.
Take your time.
Takes a lot of chances on defense, and he did that last year. Yeah, the game was close. We still beat him with Noah Brown as our number 2. You know what I mean? Like, they had Noah Brown. I hurt Michael Gallup, and I hope he keeps doing it. Go ahead, test us, blitz us. Dak is the best against that blitz, and you leave Cooks one-on-one with one of those rookies. Same with CD. You better not put it on Gallup because we're gonna go off on him, bro. My final score is 35-7. Our defense is gonna terrorize Daniel Jones. I'm predicting Micah Parsons getting 3 sacks in this game because he's locked in. All right,
Tony Jones, $20. Please
Force
control our emotions, Cowboy Nation, because in the end it's all love.
We're gonna go
I
crazy
admit
this
some
year.
of these fans
And,
just not really down.
Mike McCarthy's gonna get
DC4L.
these boys ready. Our West Coast scheme is gonna catch that defense off guard, and our defense is just gonna shut down Daniel Jones.
Hey, man, let's shut him down, man. You know.
Hey, man,
go.
and like last year they were testing Anthony Brown. They can't do that now. Who you gonna test, Trayvon, or are you gonna test Stephon Gilmore, or do you want to test the Daron Bland? You know, like pick
your poison, man. Let's put some pressure on them Jones, man. Daniel Jones. He gonna wish he was Stephen Jones at the end of the game, man. You know, appreciate you for calling in, bro.
Yep.
That's my guy Chris, man, from the 618, holding it down. We got 2 super chats to come in. Appreciate you, Conley, man. Appreciate you so much for that. He says, please control our emotions. I know that the AI already said it, but Cowboy Nation, because it's the end, it's all love. In the end, it's all love. I meant some of these fans just not really down for it. Yeah, they ain't really down for it. I feel you, know. They ain't down for it. Super Bowl or bust is from a super chat from V. As always, go Cowboys.
When you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud, too.
You got to deal with both of it. Yes, indeed, you got to deal with both of it. All right, I got 615. You're live on the Nation.
What's good, my you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're live. You're in the mix.
Nah, but bro, what I was gonna say is this: how would you feel if by week 4, week 5, Tolbert outplaying Michael Gallup? Would you care if they put MG on the block just to see what we could get for him since his contract's so expensive?
I mean, like trading to trade him away. I think that the NFL season is such a long one. And what will we be traded for? And I know he got some money, but he got some relief valves. So I think our only area of need is what? Offensive lineman?
Yeah, for sure. Offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman, and on the defensive side, the interior defensive guy. Outside of that, I think that Gallup is more valuable because what if, let me play devil's advocate, we start to run out of players at the end of the year. Right, your season is long. So when Tony Pollard went down, he was our most explosive guy, CeeDee Lamb. We only had a Noah Brown. We had a 33-year-old T.Y. Hilton. It would have been nice to have another wide receiver at that point. So what if we go down the line and Brandon Cooks get another concussion? Jalen Tolbert, he fooled around and started regressing because people picked on what he can do, and he have not been known as a red zone target. That's what Gallup does. I wouldn't want to get rid of my red zone piece. That's what I'm trying to say.
That make a lot of sense, man. Michael Gallup and toe taps is tough, bro.
Oh, man, goodness, man. Yeah.
And then another thing I was going to say is How you nervous at all for this inside zone run or this inside run since if Tyler Smith isn't fully healthy against the Giants? Because they got a great defensive line with Dexter and other boy, I can't think of his name, but they got a great defensive line. You nervous at all for that inside run?
Well. Here's the truths. At one point in time, Jonathan Hankins was on the Giants, right? At one point in time, they still had Dexter Lawrence there. They still had boys that was already because here's the truth about the Giants. They up front pressure always been there. They've been drafting the Giants, the Eagles, and the Washington at the end of 2016 heading into 2017, they all said they had to stop Ezekiel Elliott because he was coming around the way. They thought that, hey, what he did to them in 2016 were all what they would see, right? So those teams always been top heavy or front heavy. They've been investing in interior guys. But I don't forget, but Giant fans forgot, right? They think that all of a sudden now they got a good defensive front. They always had a good defensive front. So my thing is our offensive linemen, we done had the likes of a Connor Williams down inside. We done had some poo-poo guys down inside, and we still were able to come out with the dub. So I think that Dak Prescott is going to figure out a way still with whoever they slide inside, whether it's TJ Bass or whether it's Awesome Richards, we still should be okay.
I like TJ.
Oh yeah, TJ built for it.
He fit perfectly in that Mike Solari defense. He loved to get upfield because if you watch like Oregon tape, bro, and they run a lot of screens, man. He gets upfield like, food, man. And then lastly, what I was gonna say is this game, when it comes to passing, this fit right into Dak Prescott wheelhouse. I mean, he's great against the blitz, and that's what Wink Martindale loves, sending them exotic blitzes, and they got young cornerbacks on the outside, and you got Cooks and CeeDee, because people think of CeeDee Lamb as a slot receiver, but people forget those first 2 years in the league, he was not a slot receiver. He was the majority of his snaps outside. But he had to go inside this last season because, like you just said, Noah Brown, and at one point it was undrafted free agent James, what's his name, Dennis Houston out there too. Like you gotta get your best matchup.
Yeah, I mean, you would definitely have Noah Brown down inside, and I get the people who say, "Hey, man, CeeDee Lamb is an inside slot guy." You see, here's how it's crazy. It's a negative connotation when he do it. It's a positive thing when the Cooper Kupp do it. You know what I'm saying? And Cooper Kupp is dangerous.
Dallas Cowboys for life, $19.99. Doc is going to go crazy against them Giants, and Parsons going to have fun against their O-line. Go Cowboys law.
I mean, like if you didn't have Sean McVay scheming it up for him, what do you got?
Right.
And people also forget that Matthew Stafford with Golden Tate, they had a big year that year too. I mean, Golden Tate was nothing without Matthew Stafford. And then Matthew Stafford show up to Los Angeles and Cooper Kupp show up, like
at the same place at the same time.
I think it's kind of crazy.
Man, appreciate you, bro. What's your name, man, so I can lock you in, fam?
Keontae Smith, K-E-A-U-N-T.
Keontae, hold on. Keontae.
Yeah, K-E-A-U-N-T.
Keontae Smith, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in, fam, and keep holding it down for the 615, bro.
For sure.
That's a good call from him, man. Real good call. We got a super chat. Y'all get what I'm saying. I'm not overlooking the Giants. I like Dexter Lawrence coming out of college. I'm not overlooking Leonard Williams. I liked him when he got traded out. Like, damn, that should have been our trade. I banged on the desk for like, hey, let's go get him, since the other team didn't want to, pay him and these sorts of things. And to this day, I was baffled on how they got that deal because they didn't have to spend the whole form for him. And then, of course, they paid him. But I really wanted him over here. And as much as a problem I thought that he would be for us, I mean, we keep winning, dog. And here we go, 1999 super chat from Dallas Cowboys for life, not for short. Dak is going to go crazy against them Giants, and Parsons going to have a fun against their offensive line. Go Cowboys. Law, let's go, baby. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate you. Al Kareem said, Law Nation Sports, Giants don't have enough offensively. Yeah, They got some weapons, though. I'm not going to discount Jalen Hyatt, the rookie. I'm not going to take away what Saquon Barkley can do, although he's 0-6 versus the Cowboys. He haven't figured it out. Let him not continue. Let him still try to figure it out, by the way. They got Darren Waller. I think we got a tight end eraser by the name of J-Ron Curse, who's going to be ready for him, right? And Jones on the outside, he can run. He can scoot. Right, he had ran 75 to 76 yards on us last year. So, and Darius Slayton, he's a guy that got that double move, take top off the defense. I like to see what Parrish Campbell is going to look like over there in the Giants blue, and we will see what he's going to do. Right, I do like their other running back, Eric Gray. He was high on our scouting report, so we will see what they're going to look like and these sorts of things, I got my guy, last but not least, Kobe Cowboy. You live from the 615 as well. You live in the mix. Talk to me.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm well. I can't complain.
What up, Cowboy Nation?
What up?
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So I heard, a bunch of folks talking. Everybody been talking the last couple of weeks. I got a couple things. I'll be brief and short with it, but in the last 12 meetings the Cowboys have had with the Giants, we've only lost one of those, and that was the season that Dak broke his ankle. So, I don't know, I understand they got a couple new pieces. They got some shiny new toys to play with over there.
Yeah.
But our defense is still the same defense it was the last 2 years. If anything, it's better than it was the last 2 years. So I really don't see the Giants coming out here scoring 28 points on us. I just don't. I don't think they've scored over 20 on us in the last 2 seasons.
Right.
And I just, man, I feel like people are really, really sleeping on this defense. I know the media is. Them 4-letter networks don't like us at all.
They don't, man.
And, as far as our offense goes, man, I'm excited for the season to start. Let me just put it that way.
Right.
I'm very excited to see Gallup out there actually healthy or healthier than he was. And Brandon Cooks is a hell of an upgrade compared to Noah Brown. I hate to put Noah Brown in the ground like that, but he ain't the same caliber player that Brandon Cooks is. Yeah. And I feel like we're going to see a whole different Dak Prescott this year than we saw last year and the previous year. It's going to be a different ball game. We got a tough schedule, but at the end of the day, so does everybody else in our division, and it's up to us to just come out, show them what's up, and put them down in the ground. And I mean, that's pretty much it, man. I'm excited, ready for this season to start.
Man, hello, man. We are ready for it, man, and I can't wait for it to jump off, man. And even tomorrow, we'll be glued in and watching, scouting the Lions because we play the Lions this year, so we'll see how they look against Kansas City Chiefs, and then we'll be taking our notes and seeing what we can do.
Absolutely.
Yes,
now, I was excited. I wanted that Gibbs kid. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah,
I really
Jameer.
wanted him, or I wanted Hyatt.
Hey, we missed out on both of those guys, so let's see if our missing out on both of those guys pay dividends for us, right? Mozzie versus,
Absolutely.
What Jameer Gibbs can do. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, God bless you, brother. You have a good one.
No doubt, man. That's my guy, man, Kobe Cowboy. And yes, of course, Gibbs was drafted way before we even had a chance to add it. But you guys give it what we're saying, that every year, the draft is what it is, right? And we talk about these things at large levels, and we go over X, Y, and Z and the levels of expectations and things like that. But when I look at strength of schedule, of course, you see the hardest schedule according to opponents based off of last year's percentages. Now, this doesn't mean a hill of beans because a team could be completely different from one year to the next. But on that top row, you see all of the teams from the NFC East there. Because we had great records last year, Cowboys by chance 12-5, right? So of course the Eagles got to see us twice, and then they got to see the Giants twice and the Washington team twice. But we are all at the top of this list. Then you see the Dolphins, you see the Giants, you see the Patriots, then you see us. That put us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth hardest schedule out there. So we will see how all of this can work out and work to his good. I made a post and said no excuses, right? No excuses. At the end of the day, everybody playing on the top row in our division, right? We play each other rough and rugged. The thing is, nobody give us credit. The NFC East, we are considered dog food to most of these 4-letter, 3-letter networks because they got to diminish and sully and denigrate what we do, right, to elevate the other teams, right? So we'll find out, baby. You know what I'm saying? And I foresee, and I'm standing on it, right? There's no shame in my game. I'm saying it right now that this quarterback for our team, the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, he is the best quarterback in the NFC. The best, right? And I get it. Last year, you can go back and forth and say, yeah, man, but Hurts did this and that. That's all for one body of work. Let him repeat his por favor. You know, let's see what he can do now against let's go back to it, against one of the hardest schedules in the National Football League, allegedly, based off of last year. So if the Eagles do the exact same thing that they did last year, I will give them their flowers, right? and truth be told, they haven't won a game since I had that hat. You know what I'm saying? Where that hat at? You know, I may have to give it to East Camden or something. You know, where that hat at? Look. You know, I told y'all, if I put this hat on, y'all won't win that Super Bowl. And lo and behold, I put this hat on, and yes, indeed. So I love that I lost that bet, and I love that my words came true. So this was a terrible hat. You know, every time I hold it close to my skin, my face get ugly. You know, let me get it away. You know, so let me give it away. You know, so I love the fact that you guys made it to it. You know what I'm saying? To the Super Bowl and to lose. You know, I would have been sick. I would have been super sick if the 49ers made it to the Super Bowl and ultimately won, you know, because they're on the same. See, the Niners and the Cowboys on the same quest for 6. Dak owns filter, yeah, keep that hat. I'm gonna send it to the East Camden. You know, East Camden. You are an Eagle fan, right? East Camden for life. You know, because that's what it is. I'm gonna send it to you, man. Yes, indeed. At the end of this season.
All I ask.
I'm going to send it to you, East. You know what I'm saying? Camden, this hat would look nice on you, bro.
All I ask.
Man, this was a great show, man. I hate to split on y'all, but I got to go. And we will have more and more shows a little later on tonight. Me and my brother, he is a 49ers fan, right? We would do our pick'em shows where we pick who's going to win for this week. News flash, Cowboys winning this week, right? I already got that pick in for those who don't know. So however you want to put it, you want to say Cowboys win, you can put that in the chat. If you say Giants lose, you can put that in the chat. Either way, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Let's go, Sheila. Neil, thank y'all, man. One love to all of you all, but I got to leave with the same message every day. I got to leave with some message of the same. And I want to tell you guys that regardless of how many times you hear this, there's a piece of it that you can feel later on in your life, down the line, down the stretch. You know, that it comes back to you in different ways. Sammy says, Eagles, e-girls, I love it. We'll have 1,000 excuses, right? They say excuses are facts you don't want to hear, right? I love it. After week 1, they said no excuses. After week 4, they said no excuses. The Eagles, after week 8, 12, 13, no excuses. After the first playoff win, no excuses. The second playoff win, no excuses. And get all the way down to the Super Bowl. After the first quarter, no excuses. We running this day. They was singing. My other brother, I got a lot of brothers. He called me. I'm sitting here doing the play-by-play. He was singing, fly, Eagles, fly to the land of victory. He was singing. And then the second half hit. All of a sudden, the excuses began to swell upon the Eagles community. The field is wet. It's too slippery. And they were not aware that the opposing team was playing on the same field. The same field. And the opposing team had a less of a chance to even maneuver and move around because the quarterback hurt his leg, right? So the team that said no excuses for the entire offseason, all through the year, began to itch and began to yell and yap, like my guy that's in the chat, Albert, right? Who's loving all of the yapping. He digested really good. Down the esophagus, down into the stomach. And he keeps it there because he was full of tears. This is him crying. I said, why are you crying? Hush up all of that. The man had one leg on the same wet field. And now everybody, mama, uncle, cousin in the Eagles community. Hey, man, why did they call this holding call? Hey, man, why did this happen? You see, everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. They like to yell and yap at us and say, well, Law, your team have never seen a Super Bowl in HD, and that I will give all of the Eagles community. I will give you that. But one thing I can say with boldness and confidence, that my team never lost in HD. And he cries again. Hush your mouth. Let me give you something to cry for, you know. Let me give you something to cry for. Listen to your dad. Go to your room. Go to your room. You're listening to the king now. Dad is speaking. So we never lost in HD. And matter of fact, I got a chance with my natural eyes to see us win more than you lose, right? So I'm winning. So write these things down and apply them to your heart. If you want a thing bad enough,
all I ask,
to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan, and to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or the sickness of body or brain, or the wetness of the field can turn you away so that you won't slip when you're trying to get to the quarterback, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty, with all of the yapping you can get, if you stay focused to your dream and your goal, pay attention to this. Hush your mouth. I said hush your mouth when Daddy is speaking. Go to your rope. It's okay to slip. Just don't fall. It's okay to stumble. Just don't fall. But write this one down and store it into your mind. If you somehow fall, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Baby, that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Woo! Let's go, baby.
Give me my theme music.
Hey! Hey, let's go, baby. Oh, snap, man. Peter, don't come after me, baby. Don't come after me, baby. Let's just roll those credits. Let's go. Come on. We love y'all. No birds were hurt during this episode. Come on. Just want to run it up. Come on, baby. Elmer, appreciate you, man. You know I love you, man. Shout out to you, Pookie, Ray Ray, Ashaniqua, Big Simp, appreciate you. Sam Mahomes, Big Simp, appreciate you. Shout out to the Washington community. Rebel, who is great, Texas Angler, Conley Jones, and V. Cowboys for life. So Sammy, let's get it. Come on. Now it's the defensive coordinator fault. It's the ball fault. It's the field fault. I can tell you, it's Law Nation fault. That's what it is. Asmodeus, let's go, baby. If you don't like Law Nation, hey, come on. Mama said there'll be days just like this. So Sammy, let's get it. Watch this.
I want me some glory hole.
Come on, Jerry. It's too early for that now. Come on.
Count that too. Count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world. I know we played the Giants week 1, but I just need to know, I want to know, were there any Eagle fans in the chat?
In the heat of battle, he don't miss. In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
Count that too. Count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
We answered. I talked stuff.
Monte!
I at it, but it goes to show you who's a better team, and I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
Pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too.
I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles with a hard fight they did?
Just flap them one more time. With that Walmart shirt.
Eagles fly, still Super Bowl chance for now.
Oh my goodness, man. Let me get on it. One time. Come on. Shout out to you, Gina. What we tell them? Don't let the street lights hit you. Come on, where the 2-for-1s at? Where that light at? Don't let that light hit you. Oh. Come on, Dak. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too? I'll follow. Come on. Wherever you go, whatever you do, let Dre speak. Let Dre speak in the chat. Let him speak his mind. He's a Giants guy. I'm gonna give me some new Giants material this weekend. And another one. Come on. Be sure to screen grab this one. Hey, all at once. Come on, hit the electric slide on. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too? I follow. Come on. Peace out to you, Rowdy. It's a party over here. Come on. Oh, Dak owns filthy. He said, "Come on, man." He was spamming. Dre, speak your mind, but don't spam, or you get thrown out of the club. You get hit with one of those. From my guy Dak owns filthy. So far.
If a baby grain can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
This message is brought to you by Pound Town. Pound Town. Let's go. Come on. The world's longest outro on the land or in the land for the Cowboys community, brought to you by Eagles Tears and the Giants' broken heart.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
Come on now.
It's not hard to fool me.
It's not hard to fool now.
'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Lead the way. I follow.
Come on, Terrence Steele, get up in there.
To say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all.
Boy, that Terrence Steele hitting.
To the edge of it all.
Hey.
So tell your good
Let's get Jerry up in here. Jerry!
'cause I'll buy no matter what.
Mortimer, come on.
Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good night.
Right. Let me get my guy CD up in here. All right. CD, show him what you did last year. Hey.
Before the moment flies. It's not a problem. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yeah. And nothing can stop me.
Come on.
'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Are you not entertained? I follow. No need to say. It's the nasty kind. Where we are heading now, babe.
All the haters lean forward.
To the edge of it.
Come on.
So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah.
Who's slapping their hands?
Susceptible.
Come on, snap them fingers for me. Hey.
Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
Only the nation can do this. Let's get it. Until next time.